Good morning, everyone. We are visiting the town of Love in Arizona. We're gonna check out some old structures. This one here is called El Ranchito Cafe, but back in the days it was called the Eagle Saloon, and it was built around 1900, 1902. And this is the McKent building, and it was built between 1899 and 1900. It had a different businesses throughout the years. The building right next to it, the yellow building, is the International House, and it was built in 1902. It was it was the finest and longest building at the time. It was the most luxurious. The first floor, there was a saloon. No, there's still the same saloon that it was established back in the day. It just changed the different names. It's called a drifting saloon, but it's the same saloon that been operating in Globe since. It's probably the longest one operating still. The second floor was a brothel. That's where they had like 18. I don't know how many rooms, but they had some rooms there where the ladies used to work. And in room 18, a couple of murders took place. In 1907, a guy, his throat was slit and his head was taken out. And the following year, another guy was poisoned. And the murders were never caught. They got away with it. Nobody knew what happened. This blue building here, this where supposedly Big Nose Big Nose Kate used to live, and on the second floor she used to have a brothel. And but they're not sure exactly where she was at. Some people say it's a different building. Some historians are saying maybe she lived in a house off Broad Street, possibly somewhere else on the outskirts probably. But one thing for sure is that she lived in Globe after she lived with the Holiday in Tucson, and so she came here and lived here. If you keep going, walking on Broad Street, you're gonna you're gonna pass Pinal Creek. This is the creek called Pinal. On the right hand side, you're gonna see a plaque right next to this small sycamore that you see here, and it's gonna state that in this close to this spot or around this area on Pinal Creek, there was a big old sycamore in the middle of Broad Street, and in August 24, 1882, Lafayette Grimes and John Hawley were hanged here, or actually in the middle of the street on the old sycamore at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they left them there until 8 in the morning. So they were hanging there for a while actually. The story goes that Lafayette Grimes, John Hawley, and Cesar Grimes decided to rob a stagecoach coming to Globe. And so during the ambush, they killed Andrew Hall, one of the guys that was in the stagecoach. The other person was William F. Bell, that was checking his mind at the time, and unfortunately he met him and he got killed too. At the end, they were captured by a posse from Globe and then burned to court, a pre-court, and then they were sentenced to death by hanging. And but they confessed to the crime. They confessed what the court was, and that was it. They wrote it down, and after that, they were hanged at 2 a.m. in the morning. On June 9, 1894, there was a big fire, and a lot of buildings were burned down, including the Sycamore. And 2 years later, after that, they decided to cut down the tree, the old Sycamore, due to security concerns. This is the Lacy Hotel. There was a saloon downstairs, and the second floor was a brothel. And this is a Lansing building, built in the early 1900s. It housed the Cubito Jewelry Company from 1905 to 1996. And there was also trading back in the days, because the second floor used to be like a hotel. And so the story goes that Mr. Brown was jealous of his wife, thinking that she might be cheating on him. So he went up there, he went upstairs with the gun and shot his wife in the head twice, and then he killed himself. And that took place in January 17, 1911. It looks like all this area was a red light district. From here down Broad Street was a red light district. From here on, you see the bank, you see businesses. So this is where the better part of the city was. And this building here, this one was a Butler Hotel built in 1901. This one here, it had an interesting It has an interesting architecture. Even the bank right there, the one you see in front of you, that's the bank, the Gila bank. And you keep going down the street and you're gonna see a big building, the one right there on the right hand side, the red brick building. That's the Elks building, and that was built in 1910. And it says there's a sign says three-story building in the United States and possible the world. According to Ripley's Believe It or Not, that's what it says. And there's another view of the building. That it looks interesting. I think at some point the building used to be a mortuary. The first floor they used it for that reason. This is an interesting architecture too. Of this building here, this one, and the one this. No, I don't have any information about this one. But it look really interesting. The white building here is the Gila Valley Bank and Trust building, and it was built in 1900. And the one you see up in the corner across the street is the Tonto Hotel. It used to be called too the Murphy Hotel, and it was built in 1916. Look at this. The bank has really nice architecture too. Look, right now it's like a barber shop right now, but I like the way it was built. I don't know what kind of style was it. Some kind of I don't know. I'm not really sure, but it looks really nice. It looks it's the most decorative building I've seen in Glove. Yeah, I'm not sure about these buildings here. I don't know the history or when they were built. But on the corner coming up, which is Cedar and Broad Street, you're gonna see the Globe Bakery or Arden Hotel. That one right there. And right across is the Globe Theater. That one was built in 1920s. It was burned down too, I think 2005. And this building here coming up is the Old Dominion Commercial Company office, and it was built in 1904. And that the theater was burned down in 2005, like I said, and then it was reconstructed again, and they kind of followed the same architectural style. And right next to this building here is the Masonic Temple built in 1912, this one here. And the next right to it is the Hamil building. And let me see, keep walking, this one here. This is the Hamil building, and it was built in 1906. Still had the same architecture almost. And the one right next to it is the Oddfellows Sludge building, built in 1998. And right in the corner, that building, the red one right there on the left hand side, that's gonna be the Amster building, built in 1915. It looks like most of the businesses were located in this area here. And you have the courthouse right in front. That building right there in front of us, it's a Gila County Courthouse, and that one was built in 1906. There's some interesting stories about, what happened here, who came here in the trials and everything. I think Apache Kid came here at one point for the trial. I really like the architecture of this building. It's pretty impressive, actually. I just don't know what kind is it.
Turn back this way a little. There.
It's not a courthouse anymore. Now it houses the Cobra Valley Center for the Arts. And I will show you guys another video about the courthouse and the jail. This building here, not this one, this is Amber. This is the Mine, Hardware and Supply Company building, built in 1915. This one here, the brown building. Right across the street, you're gonna see five buildings, five structures that were built in the early 1900s. You're gonna see the Federal Building right in the middle, built in 1910. This building, I'm not really sure. I don't have any information about this one here. It looks old, but at least the one in the corner looks old, but I have no idea when it was built. And next to the Federal Building, you're gonna see Banks, 1910. And then the residence is the White House right in the middle, and that was built in 1900. Then you're gonna see the fixed building 1905, and the last one right in the corner was the Microsoft building built in 1929. Once you appreciate those mentioned buildings that you just passed, you're gonna see the Holy Angels Catholic Church that was built between 1916 and 1918. It was designed based on the Romanesque revival style, and it looks pretty neat, pretty unique. One of the main important features on this church is the stained glass that is inside the church. The stained glass was designed by a very renowned artist named Emil Fry Sr. back in those days. You can appreciate the stained glass once you get inside the church. Unfortunately, I couldn't get inside the church, but hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna be able to get inside. Right across this street, you're gonna find the Eastern and Southern Pacific Railroad Depot. Now it's called the Globe Train Depot, and it was built around 1916. But before that, it used to be like a wooden structure, and it was built back in like 1817, and so they decided to replace it with the fired red bricks. Back in the early days of Globe, this place used to be full of people. They were doing their own business. You just imagine, horses, supplies coming in for the mines, people going from here to New York to other places, Tombstone, or possibly Miami, Arizona. I wish I knew more stories about this place. There's probably a lot of stories about murder, suicide, stabbings, and all that stuff. And unfortunately, it's closed right now. Yep, it's closed. But you can see something inside. Yeah, you can see it right there. And there's another building in the back. I think it was part of the depot, and now I think it's a small museum. You can see it right there. Right there is coming up. Yeah, I think it's part of the depot too, but I think it's a small museum. Unfortunately, it was closed. But hopefully next time I'll take a look at it. There is also more historical structures around this place. You have the historic steam engine 1774. You have a Ray Motel. You have a high school, a middle school, I think, and a few more structures. So, but next time, hopefully, you guys, I'll show you more of this stuff. Thank you for watching my video. This is all for now, and I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. See you.